Today we're going to replace the front shocks on a 2003 Nissan Xterra. The part number I'm using for the 2003 Nissan Xterra. Bilstein shocks for the front. This is what comes with the shock. Everything you need, the boot, and inside the package are the nut and the washers and the two bushings. These are the tools you'll need to do this project. You'll need a 17mm socket wrench, a 14mm closed end wrench, an adjustable wrench, and an Allen wrench to install Bilstein shocks. The 1x4 I'll explain later on how to use that to install the shock. Anticipate about 45 minutes for each side. This is the top of the shock. I generously lubricated it with WD-40. And the bottom bolt. Always remember to fully engage the parking brake before you start your work on your vehicle so it doesn't move. This is 17mm. This is a 1/2 inch drive. Now I wanted to show you the top. You're going to need, because of the fitting on the top, you will need an adjustable wrench, the closed end wrench, and an adjustable wrench. You'll see it can slide on there to hold it in place while you break free the nut. This is the new Bilstein shock. You can see I put the boot on, and then the bottom washer and the bushing compared to the old shock. What I did notice is it does not have the same top part. It has a hex nut wrench, Allen wrench fitting. Once you release the top nut, just take it off. Remove the washer and the bushing. It's compressed on there. If you have a breaker bar, use it on the bottom and go counterclockwise. As you can see, it comes with a lock washer, so make sure you put that on in the same sequence. Pull the bolt out and drop it through. First install the boot, then the washer facing up, then the bushing, and then we're ready to install it. Putting the shock in from the top, wiggle it down into the bottom bracket first, and I use a screwdriver once I start lining up the holes, and use a screwdriver to make sure it's in the right position. Then I can put the bottom bolt in place first. Once you get the bolt started, you can use a hammer to tap it through. Don't go too far. Once it's seated, you're going to need to use the wrench to put it back in place. Don't fully tighten the bottom bolt until you're ready. You need to swing the top on and under to seat that first. Using a 1x4, I wedge it in the front. There's a bracket right here. And then the top of the shock. I can press this and compress the shock. My plan is to push it in place once it reaches and I have enough space to get it up and under. Okay, now we have this in place. The top of the shock came through and we're in the home stretch. First thing you want to do, put the bushing on. It seats nicely. Then the washer face down. And then the nut. Hand tighten first, as far as you can go. And then we can tighten the bottom bolt. You'll need an Allen wrench for the Bilstein shock. Get it situated in the top. Then using your adjustable wrench, tighten it down. Okay, I've taken it as far as I want to tighten it, compressing the bushings. And now you can tighten the bottom bolt. If you have a breaker bolt, make it easier. I also want to mention that I turned the steering to get the brake caliper out of the way so I could access the bottom bolt better. And that's it. We're done.